CLIK was trending yesterday, the 5th of December 2025. It's a low float stock. It settled with a gain of around 14.04%. Okay, let's get more about that sentiment behind why it was trending.
CLIK Holdings is gaining traction after announcing on November 17th, 2025, the acquisition of two Hong Kong based human resources firms, Bowser Human Resources Limited and Top Team Consultants Limited. The transactions, financed through the issuance of more than 2 million Class A ordinary shares, signal an aggressive expansion strategy aimed at strengthening the company's talent pipeline, broadening its service capabilities, and deepening its footprint across the HR and senior care ecosystems. Analysts are already highlighting the moves as potentially transformative, with some projecting up to a 200% increase in annual sales as CLIK integrates the new teams, adds higher margin service offerings, and capitalizes on Hong Kong's fast growing aging population sector. Investors also see the acquisitions as a way for the company to pivot toward more stable, recurring revenue streams tied to long term care and workforce placement demand in the region. This backdrop helps explain today's sharp price action, a strong upside move accompanied by elevated trading volume, suggesting renewed buying interest during the regular session. The surge aligns with a broader wave of momentum across small cap names, especially those with thin floats and recent corporate catalysts. Meanwhile, social media chatter has kicked into overdrive. Retail traders are amplifying the bullish angle around the acquisition's accretive value and the expected financial integrations in upcoming quarters. Many are also drawing parallels with other Hong Kong linked low float runners that posted outsized gains earlier in the year, fueling speculation about a potential short squeeze setup. Adding to the optimism, traders are resurfacing discussions about CLIC's recent government contracts and improving revenue trajectory, forming a narrative that the company is entering a multi-catalyst phase. The combination of strategic M&A, sector tailwinds, low float dynamics, and fresh retail attention is keeping the stock firmly on watch lists as traders evaluate whether December 5th's breakout has legs.
Okay, you can clearly see, you heard that from the readout, it is also, apart from the fundamentals that are sounding good, it has that low float. And yesterday, you can see here, yesterday was halted twice, because, there may have been an attempt to pump it. You can clearly see here as well. You can see this just tells you this, even if it took 2 days or 10 days to achieve this, just that tells you that the volatility is something that can happen. You can see that, especially this one, this occurred late October of this year. Okay, so this is the 4 hour chart. Okay, the stock is also on a downtrend. Now it's printing lower lows and lower highs, and the extrapolation is saying that it may continue to print that as well. Okay, so volatility is what is expected. So um, we also know that stocks from Hong Kong, China, sometimes even Japan, people go there and try to manipulate them, including Singapore as well. So you have to bear all of these in mind. Okay. In terms of projections, we have a pivotal projection here. The algos have been projecting it. They've been projecting it since the 19th of November up till yesterday, the 5th, up to the close of yesterday's trading session into the post-market session. This is 6.64. If it closes above it, then there's a good chance it might advance towards 7.05. The probability of it retesting 6.64 is statistically very high. The probability of it advancing towards the next level will be, let's see now, also very high as well statistically, 7.08. Okay, what of this 7.53, equally slightly statistically high as well, higher than 50%. Okay, what of this rejection just below its 200 period moving average? Okay, not high, but it's also within probabilities that are very tiny that we find that very high prices go on and print or retested, even new highs go on to be printed. You can imagine that the probability of a stock printing a price that hasn't printed before is very, very, very tiny, but they still go ahead and do it. So regardless of what the probability says. If it says it's very, very high, it may not happen anytime soon. If it says it's very tiny, it may still happen regardless. So projections are saying 6.64, 8.96, 10.34, 11.19 as things stand right now. Okay. Yeah, lower prices are expected to keep printing, even though there might be an attempt to bounce from the 10th of December, but we can't rely on that as well. The 40 period moving average is declining as well to contract any impending bounce. The algos are saying that momentum is not really going to rise. It's not going to pick up until maybe the 11th of December, but we'll see how it goes. So it's pretty much aligning with another possible bounce later on in the coming week. On its underlying trend, or yeah, on the underlying trend, I think it's severely bearish. Yeah, severely bearish. Okay, so there are no extrapolations here. It hasn't been around that long, but there's ample room to the upside. Ample room to the upside. I think this is its all-time high of 82.80. Given that it's a low float stock, and if they decide to pump it, they may be able to do so. But I don't think we can really rely on that. So, but in any case, it's a low float stock, and they have been marshalling and lining up low float stocks, and some of them have been coming out with positive fundamentals of late. So when they align on some of those positive fundamentals, and then the low float stuff, the low float, regardless of whether the short interest is high or not, they still go ahead and try to pump them. So be careful out there, and I'll continue to update you. Thank you very much for watching this video.